I've always insisted that it is only the truth. It is only by the truth that we shall be set free. The truth is the only thing that shall set us free. And I have made commitment to myself and to you that I shall say nothing, even if it's going to be at the peril of my ambition and my life, to tell you nothing but the truth. The truth is Kwame Nkrumah, the first president, prime minister of Ghana, is a leading founding member of the Organization of the African Unity. Among others, Kwame Nkrumah was alive. Kwame Nkrumah was the man whose activities led to the formation, the founding of the OAU. In fact, a statue currently in Addis Ababa. Everyone recognized the great work of Kwame Nkrumah in bringing the OAU into what it is, and today the African Union, a continental pride. One man led the charge. Now, what Kwame Nkrumah did as a founding member, a leading member, is exactly, among others, George Washington did. So, in the United States of America, remember, like the countries on the African continent, they got their independence separately. The colonies got their independence. And this is one of the big problems most of our people on the African continent don't understand. They've been misinformed and misled to believe that United States of America got her independence as one body because the colonizer ruled them one. No, there were different governments, different states. You have John Adams, George Washington, Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, John Hamilton. There are 13 of them that started like we are doing with the ECOWAS. And these are the people. The difference is that George Washington provided the leading role like Kwame Nkrumah. And that is why you have Washington, George Washington. The capital was named after him when they decided to create the federal capital of the Union. So what you need to understand, he was alive. He was born in the colonies that formed the United States. And he then became a founding member of a new body. That happened in his lifetime. It's the same thing with Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah was born in the Gold Coast. So there was the Gold Coast, whose name was changed to Ghana before Kwame Nkrumah was born. But there was no OAU. There was no African Union. So Kwame Nkrumah is a leading person who formed the OAU. Now, the contention originally regarding Kwame Nkrumah being sold to Ghanaians today as the founder of Ghana, it started with a different argument. It's just like the birth of Jesus. It's a son of God. It's not the son of God. It's the son of Mary. There are so many versions. That is where the contention started. And the contention is whether Kwame Nkrumah alone should take the credit for leading the people of Ghana, the Gold Coast, to become independent, self-determining nation. Self-government. There were contentions. Some said there is the big C's, they should be added to it. JB Dankwa and all the rest, and all the rest should be added. This is where Kwesi Pratt and his colleagues communists started from. And some of us say no. No. There was only one person who signed the document. If the 6 signed the document on the Independent Day, then we'll say there were 6. Actually, some were actually in opposition. They didn't even want the independent. Why? Because Kwame Nkrumah wanted the independent. So Kwame Nkrumah led. That credit, nobody can take it away from Kwame Nkrumah. He is the only man that had the credit, just like Mandela. People on the street fighting, dying, sacrificing their life. But there was only one man, because when this contract of a colony to become self-government is going to be entered into, there will be a document that the colonizer will sign that I've handed over. So the British sign that they are handing over the Gold Coast, and Kwame Nkrumah signed that I have accepted the responsibility of what happened now here, government, and therefore self-determination, self-governance. We will now make our law from now onwards, because the laws were made in Britain. The member of House of Lords or anyone the king chooses become the head of government of Ghana. That was the Gold Coast. The difference now is that they wanted Kwame Nkrumah to be the prime minister, and the king will still be the one to have the final say. Now, Kwame Nkrumah accepted that. So we got our independence at 6th of March, 1957. That was when that was when the document was signed. And that was the day, because it should be a day. So independence came to Kwame Nkrumah as a prime minister who was born into the Gold Coast. But on assumption of independence, so from 1957 to 1960, we were still under the king or the queen at the time. Nkrumah is a member of parliament. It's a prime minister. It's a Westminster system. The final say will always come from there. Then Kwame Nkrumah said, we don't want it that way anymore. So Ghana became a republic. In other words, we are no more answerable to the king. And that is when the governor general left Ghana. So between 1957 to 1960, there was a representative of the queen, the governor general in Ghana. When we had our referendum, and Ghanaians led by Kwame Nkrumah said they needed a republic. And that is how the king's representative left. So the colony was handed over to Kwame Nkrumah. And Kwame Nkrumah changed the name to Ghana. That was the first time we brought down the Union Jack. That is the British flag, the white, blue, and the red flag. And we hosted the red, gold, green with the black star, which is the flag of Ghana. That was the first time we stopped singing God Bless the King, God Bless the Queen, the British national anthem. And we sang God Bless Our Homeland, Ghana. Some people even said it was not God that was used. But the most important thing is that we sang our own national anthem. This is when self-determination journey started. This is when we were given what I believe was the dummy independence. Now, what Kwame Nkrumah got for us is a taste of what independence can be. Kwame Nkrumah did not get what we thought he got for us, because that independence is a precondition for us to move beyond Ghana and get to do what the Americans did. Remember, Kwame Nkrumah was in the United States of America, so he knows all the secrets and he knows where we should go. And this is why 90% of his energy were committed to the formation of the OAU. Actually, he was overthrown, not in Ghana. He was overthrown on behalf of the effort of the OAU. Why? He was in Hanoi. He was going from China, Beijing, going to Hanoi to go and negotiate, to prove that the African continental government is actualizable. When he went, just as all, because Kwame Nkrumah, who was talking about the government of the United States of Africa, what Kwame Nkrumah believes is that there will be a foreign minister. He want that job. Kwame Nkrumah will have left Ghana and take that office. Yes, you don't need to be your country. You need to move to Addis Ababa. All the positions will have changed. Information minister. Kwame Nkrumah doesn't even care where the capital is going to be. Anywhere. But the union must exist. Well, he was overthrown. And the power of democracy raised his head again, because he then relocated to Guinea from Ghana. Can you see? In Ghana, his power is the Ghanaian power. As the head of state of Ghana, as the head of government, that was where the power was. And he got the power democratically. And when he was removed, he ended up on the African soil in Guinea, where he wasn't democratically elected. He has no power. The ideas were there, but he couldn't do anything. And that tells you that there is power in democracy. And this is the power we are trying to invoke in the ECOWAS, which is the election of the members of the ECOWAS parliament. Whether you like it or not, it shall be done. Give us the follow, give us the like. More importantly, remember to share. Share